Hey, welcome. Today we're diving into something really cool, a powerful technique for reading that's all about turning the words on a page into a movie in your own mind.
We've all been there, right? Your eyes scan every single word, you get to the bottom of the page, and then, poof, nothing. It's like the information just went in one ear and out the other. It's super frustrating, but what if the problem isn't your focus, but your actual method of reading?
So let's explore this idea. This whole mental movie thing, it's about changing your role from just a passive member of the audience to the active director of your own internal cinema.
And that really gets to the heart of it. Reading shouldn't just be about decoding letters on a page. It's got to be about translating those abstract symbols, which is all words are, into a rich, concrete experience. So from now on, think of the book as your script and your mind as the movie screen.
Okay, before we start building up these new skills, let's do a quick little diagnostic test, just to see how your inner cinema is operating right now. It's super simple, and hey, there are no wrong answers here.
All right, go with me on this for a second. Go ahead and close your eyes. First, I want you to picture a red apple. Just hold that thought. Okay, now clear that image and picture your own front door. Can you see it? Can you imagine reaching out and turning the doorknob?
Okay, eyes open. So, what happened? Some of you probably saw a pretty clear image, or maybe a fuzzy one, of an apple. But for others, you might have just known you were thinking about an apple, like the concept was there, but no actual picture popped up. Both of those are completely normal ways of processing information. Now, for those of you who didn't see any image at all, there's a term for that, aphantasia. But here's the most important thing to know, and I really mean this. It is not a barrier to understanding what you read, not at all. If this is you, your brain is probably just wired for logic and structure, so you can use other tools like creating mental flowcharts or mind maps to get the exact same deep level of comprehension.
All right, now for the fun part. Let's actually build this skill from the ground up. We're going to start small. See, the foundation of directing your mental movie starts with mastering a single shot, or in our case, a single sentence.
Here is our script for this first scene. It's simple, it's descriptive, it's pretty much perfect for practice. A small yellow dog ran and splashed in puddles in the park after the rain. Now, don't just read it, let's build it. So, how do we do that? Well, we break it down just like a movie director would. First, what are the key words? Easy. Dog, park, puddles, rain. Next, build your main character. Picture a small yellow dog. Now place it in the setting, a park. But not just any park, a park after the rain, so everything's wet. And finally, action. See that dog running and splashing around?
To make that scene really feel real, you have to be a specific director. Don't just settle for a dog. You gotta ask questions. Is it a golden retriever puppy? A little yellow mutt? Is it bright lemon yellow or more of a sandy color? How deep are those puddles? Is the grass a deep, saturated green from all the rain? These little questions force your brain to get engaged and start filling in the blanks.
And this brings us to the real point of the whole exercise. You don't need to create some photorealistic, Oscar-winning masterpiece in your head. The goal is simply to build the habit, to train your brain to convert abstract text into a concrete mental picture. That act of translation is the comprehension we're all looking for.
Think about it. A great movie isn't just about what you see. It's about what you feel, what you hear, maybe even what you smell. To make your mental movies truly stick, you need to engage all the senses.
So let's go back to our little dog scene. Sight? We've got the yellow dog and the green park, check. But what about sound? Can you hear the splash, splash, splash of the puddles? Maybe some happy little barks? Touch? Can you feel the damp, cool air on your skin? And smell? What about that fresh, earthy scent you only get right after it rains?
You see, when you start involving multiple senses, you're basically creating more connections in your brain to that piece of information. This makes the whole scene more stable, way more vivid, and a lot harder to forget. It's the difference between watching a silent black and white film and having a full-blown IMAX experience.
Okay. Visualizing a dog splashing in a park, that's one thing. But what about when you're reading a dense textbook on economics or some abstract philosophy? How in the world do you create a movie out of that?
Believe it or not, this technique is incredibly versatile. It is not just for fiction. You can, and you absolutely should, apply it to any text you read. The key is just learning how to translate those abstract ideas into concrete representative images. Let me show you how.
What's so great about this is how simple but powerful these connections can be. So next time you read the word freedom, instead of letting it just be this fuzzy concept, picture a bird soaring out of an open cage. For the word pressure, maybe you visualize a huge, heavy boulder sitting on someone's shoulders. And for memory, you could see an old, well-worn photo album being opened. These images act like mental anchors for really complex ideas.
And what about processes? You know, anytime you read a sentence with words like first, then, or next, like maybe it's describing how a bill becomes a law or a sequence of historical events, don't just read it, visualize it. See it as a simple little flowchart in your mind, with arrows connecting the steps, or even a quick animation. Turn that sequence into a story.
Now, like any new skill, this is going to take some practice. But the good news is you don't need to block out hours and hours. A focused 10-minute workout each day can completely retrain your brain to read this way.
So here's your plan. Every day, just pick a few lines from whatever it is you're reading. Read them once, then look away from the page. In your mind, create a mini storyboard, 2 or 3 key frames that capture the scene or the main idea. Then look back at the text. How'd you do? What did you miss? What details could you add to make it better? This simple little loop is what builds the habit.
And honestly, the best part is that this won't feel like a chore forever. I promise. What starts out as a conscious, maybe even difficult effort will, over a few weeks, become an automatic and effortless habit. Your brain will just start to see the movie as the words flow by, without you even having to think about it.
So there you have it. You've got the director's toolkit. Every book, every article, every single report is no longer just a collection of words. It's a potential screenplay, just waiting for you to bring it to life. So, the only question left is, what story are you going to watch first?